Coming to you live. It's a wonderful Friday here in California, and I'm coming to you. I'm the founder of the Birch Method. The Birch Method is all about living a life that's decreased pain, better aging, improved performance. So the question today is, does size matter? Well, I don't know about measuring external body parts, but I do know that size matters inside the body. What do I mean by that? Well, many years ago, I was in a group, in a course, physical therapy course, and the professor of the course said something that changed my life forever. He said that the difference between pain and no pain is 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter. Now I'm going to show you. It's like a pencil point. Check out, it's like that big. Teeny, 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 tiny space. Wow. Well, when I heard that, I don't know if you've ever had the experience where somebody says something and you just feel the truth inside your body. Well, that's what happened to me. I felt the truth inside my body, and I thought, this guy's onto something. I'm going to pay attention to this. And as I started to pay attention to it, I started to realize that if the difference between pain and no pain is this tiny little space, then two things. One is that what's responsible for pain is often compression. Fascinating. That means that the recouping of space in someone's body is going to be paramount to what I'm paying attention to. So instead of chasing symptoms, now I had some way of actually gauging whether I was going to be effective at what I was doing or not. That quote, I call that one of my catalytic quotes because that changed the way I saw everything in terms of the work that I was doing in people's bodies and basically life itself. The more space we have, the better we feel, whether it's inside of our bodies or outside of our bodies. So what can you do if you have pain? Well, some kind of generic kinds of things that you can do are to breathe. Why? Because breathing creates expansion. When you inhale, you actually increase the space in your body. So breathing helps to kind of create more space. I also want to recommend that you imagine your spine lengthening. And when you can experience that lengthening, you're creating more space. They often talk about this in yoga, right? So imagine that you're sitting and you can actually feel your spine growing, and that relieves some of the compression that you might have in some of your spinal segments. The third thing that I want to recommend is that you actually relax. Relaxation creates more space. Why? Because when we're tense, we're creating more compression. Now, the more space you have in your body, the more breath, right? The more length and the less contraction. I also want to recommend that you stretch because stretching creates more space. When you stretch, you actually ask for the lengthening of your muscles, and not just your muscles, but also your connective tissue, which is one of the big problems in the compression is actually the connective tissue. And so, yoga is really fabulous for all those things because they increase your breath, especially when you can combine breath with stretching, which is what yoga does very well as lengthening the spine and relaxing. Now we're talking about a system that actually helps you do all of those things. When you think about little kids. If you watch a family walking down the street and there's little kids in the family and they're just bopping around, they've got all this space in their bodies, right? There's a lot of spring, a lot of movement, a lot of joy. And the adults behind them, not so much, right? Not as much space, not as much springiness, not as much joy. And I'm actually doing a little bit of research on the correlation between space in the body and the amount of joy. And so I think there's a really strong correlation there. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and if you like what you see, like it on Facebook, and if you love it, go ahead and share it with your friends. And please take a moment to hop on over to thebirchmethod.com. The URL's right above. Download some of my tips, and I'll see you next time. All right. Have a great day.